Hey, ambitious professionals, this is Tegan Bartos, giving you the tools you need for professional success, financial stability, and personal fulfillment. In this video, I'm going to teach you 3 tips on how to answer the most common opening interview question. Tell me about yourself. If you answer this the right way, you will stand out to recruiters, hiring managers, and anybody else you're talking to, and you will land more job offers. But before we can begin, there are 2 common mistakes I want you to be aware of so you can develop the perfect answer for yourself. So, mistake or rule number 1, don't talk about your personal or your family life. So, when someone asks you, tell me about yourself in an interview, they aren't actually asking you, tell me about yourself. That's ironic because that's literally the question. But all they want to know is professional information about you. They don't care where you're from, if you have kids, what your favorite food is. They just want to know what your professional qualifications are, what your professional experience is, and why you would be a good fit for the role you're applying to. And that's it. So rule number 2, tell a story. Literally, since the dawn of time, human beings have been telling stories. Our brains are hardwired to have stories resonate with us. Pictures of stories on caves from the era of the caveman have stories. There's a reason for it. So if you answer, tell me about yourself by, hi, my name is Tegan and I'm a career coach, period, that's it, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. You want your career story to be engaging, clear, and complete. So now that we have the 2 most common tell me about yourself fails out of the way, let's discuss my top 4 tips on how to answer tell me about yourself in an interview. So tip number 1, give me an overview of your professional history. What companies have you worked at? What's your title? How many years were you in that role? What was your major responsibility? Now, if you're a student and potentially have been a job hopper, you want to stay away from those types of details. Well, I worked at McDonald's for 2 weeks, then I worked at Panera for a few months. But if you actually do have a solid amount of time at a company, you do want to mention those details. But again, if not, you can stay more vague. Okay, so if you are a Job Corps student, you could say something like this. I started working in fast food where I learned customer service, quality standards, and basic employability skills. Most recently, I have obtained my high school equivalency and completed Jobs Corps material handling program. So this brings us to tip number 2. Make your story achievement orientated. So once you have your relevant experience, you'll want to know how you save the company time, money, improve processes, improve profitability, anything that you can positively quantify for your department or company. Basically, what's your ROI? What's your return on investment? But as a student, this can seem extremely daunting. But if you're a Job Corps student, it's really easy because while you were working on your TARS, you obtained multiple secondary and primary certifications. So here's an example for you. I started working in fast food where I learned customer service, quality standard, and basic employability skills. Most recently, I've obtained my high school equivalency and completed Job Corps material handling program, where I became certified in forklift driving, OSHA 30, as a logistics associate, and the more advanced certification, certified logistics technician. So tip number 3, tell the employer what you know about the role. So once you've gone through your past, you want to bring it back around to what you're applying to. So the material handler example, you could add on, I understand for this position, you are looking to hire someone who is reliable and can quickly pick up on an automated technology used at your warehouse. If you're working on your interview skills with me, then you've worked with me long enough to know that psychological implications are my secret sauce to helping you land your dream job. The reason why tip number 3 is so important is because of the psychological impact it has. By adding this, it not only tells the employer that you're aware of your skills and your achievements, but also that you took the time to research the company to find out what that company's needs are. This creates a deeper connection between you and the interviewer. So lastly, to wrap your answer up and put that little red bow on the interview answer, tip number 4, tell the employer why you are a good fit for what they need. So this is the number one thing that I see people fail at when answering the question. So even if they have strategy number 1, strategy number 2, strategy number 3, this tip number 4, this strategy number 4, people forget. And that is something like you could add this to it. I've spent the last year working in a simulated automated warehouse and got hands-on experience during my internship using the most current technology. So I am confident I would be able to succeed in this role you are hiring for. If you don't end off with why you're a good fit, you leave your answer kind of in a dry place. Now that you know how to format your answer, tell me about yourself, it's time for you to think about your own answer. So tell me about yourself. It's time for you to write out your answer and submit it back to me for feedback. Once we have the wording just right, we'll want to practice it over and over and over again. So that way, when you're in the interview, you feel confident about speaking about yourself and it'll come across as more natural. The goal isn't to sound scripted, but the goal is to sound like a polished professional and a capable professional. So let's get to work.